Yes, ma'am. Let's start.
Now I've understood why government schools are always under stress. Teachers in the government school, so much is there if the students are not doing proper percentage and
Yes,
marks.
actually, lots of stuff, including school management committee, and
Yeah,
sending them and again giving chance for 2 months in the next class and all. Oh my God, teachers should get accustomed to this culture, isn't it?
very
Yes.
true. I mean, they are always under stress. I've seen children are not coming to the school and all. So now I've understood why.
And it's quite a difficult task actually to keep up with all this.
Exactly. And that's what they are saying. If for the second year also they don't pass, the entire school is, going to
To be
face,
blamed.
they are going to penalize.
Mm.
Yeah.
The one thing that has motivated me to read this NCF 2023 is that I have read NCF 2007. It's a very small book. It is not even 1/4. I think it is 1/4 of this book. 200 pages or something.
Yeah.
That's it. 200 and change pages. When I saw this book, which is this much actually, more than 600 pages, I felt that from 2005 to 2023, what is the drastic change that they have brought into NCF?
Right.
Okay, so this much of information which they are giving, yeah, so which has to be analyzed, which has to be understood, which has to be implemented again in the schools. Now, yeah, let's continue, ma'am.
So what exactly
Yeah.
so much? So yeah.
Yes, so much, actually, so much. We should have one professional person in every school who will work, who will do necessary research upon all these circulars, NCF, NEP of CBSE, and then, have meetings properly with the principal and school heads and get it done. One
Yes.
such person should be there in the school.
And the person should be able to interpret it properly. That is also important.
Yeah, that is also
If
important.
the interpretation is not
Interpret
correct, then the whole thing fails.
who has lots of PR, who can also communicate with the people sitting in the CBSE office if needed, get clarities and do it, and who can stand as an example, especially,
Yeah.
in
But
getting the
what
things
I
done.
have noticed that every day there is a new change coming up by CBSE. Every day they are changing the methods. If you go for those affiliation processes and all, you will see every now and then there is a
There
change.
is a
And,
change.
so we
Hmm.
have to have somebody, as you said, that, who keeps on researching on this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Continuing with 3.3. Also the students' competencies. Sir, a little down you have.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Also, the students' competencies will be assessed through the common grade 5 or 8 exam, as the case may be, and they will be progressed to the next grade and given the requisite extra support as described below. Uh,
Is it
no
not visible?
student will be, yeah, it's visible. I thought I had read this, so I was a little mistake. It's visible, sir. No student will be retained in the same grade for a second time, even if the students and their parents, families, guardians wish to do so. For those students who have progressed from grade 5 to 6 or grade 8 to 9 without having achieved the requisite competencies in either of the cases mentioned earlier, parents and students choose to progress. There is point G, sub point 5, or it is after an additional year in the same grade, point H, sub point 3, it will be ensured that the student gains the competencies required to study in the next grade, and to enable that extra resources, including teachers, will be provided in the next grade, as also other measures will be taken, such as 4 to 6 weeks of reinforcement or catch up for these students at the beginning of the next grade, including others who have not performed well on the examinations, a longer daily program of catch up as part of the language or mathematics class with a well-defined structure and materials such as workbooks. Additional homework during the summer break can be considered with some. So you'll have to scroll up, please. Yeah, with some follow-up by teachers during the break. These students will not face any discriminatory action. Example, he made to sit in another class. It will be an integrated classroom that will be treated like multi-level classroom. While the school and system must take responsibility for students' learning and inadequate learning, the matter of irregularity of attendance has to be accounted for. If a student has not attended school regularly, say less than 60%, then if the student does not achieve the requisite competencies, the school or teacher must include this matter in the discussion with the parents as in item E earlier and in continuing discussion with parents. And at least for grade 8, there should be an encouragement for continuing with one more year in the same grade. The discussions also must be used to understand if there were special family health situations that caused irregular attendance. The pattern of attendance and scores of previous examinations could be reviewed to understand if the student has otherwise been attending and doing better in earlier grades, and this examination or attendance is an aberration. An annual report on this matter and progress on it, on the number of students achieving adequate competencies in grade 5 and 8, and actions taken in this regard, will be prepared by each school. This report must ensure that students who have not achieved requisite competencies remain anonymous. A block and district level aggregation of this report will also be carried out and made available to the public. Data privacy will be a very important issue. This must be rigorously designed into the system with respect to both the IT system and the process.
Great. Now, who is going to summarize this? So, Chitra ma'am, will you? Just a glimpse. Right from here, progression across grades.
So you're asking me?
Yeah, either of you, Chitra ma'am or Chitra ma'am. Chitra ma'am, I suppose you read a lot, no? You have to take a
Yeah.
gap. Yes, so Chitra ma'am, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So students should not be detained. It said that from grade 1 to 8, and they should attain their competencies, required competencies by grade 8, so that they can continue to grade 9. And also, we should ensure that there are proper checkpoints to know whether the students have acquired that competency or not. Then students will have to give examinations in grade 3, 5, and 8, and it has to be conducted by an appropriate authority, like maybe from state or district, not by the school.
Yeah, we
And
have
it should
SAFL
be,
also, no? SAFL is also
yeah.
conducting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it will be a competency-based exam and not on memorization basis. Then what is FLN competency? I did not understand.
UNCS
Foundational literacy and
numeracy.
numeracy.
Yeah,
Okay,
literacy.
foundation. Okay. Okay. So it may not contain the whole curriculum, but it can have the core concept that can be
Basically,
taken
why
into
they are
consideration.
conducting at grade 3, grade 5, and grade 8 is like from grade 2, when the children are moving into grade 3, they will at least, test the competencies of grade 2, whether the child has
Yes.
achieved the competencies that had to be achieved till grade 2. The same way at grade 5, preparatory stage is ending. So in grade 5, they will be testing the necessary, like competencies, whether they have been achieved. Our old minimum levels of learning is there, isn't it? Initially, we have been learning about minimum levels of learning. Here, they will be testing the
Yeah.
same thing. Yes, it is the same in 8th
Then
grade.
So
Yeah.
there is one document. Sir, there is one document by CBSE. It is called Essential Concepts. So that essential concept needs to be achieved from class 3 to class 8. If we go through that per subject, especially English, maths, and science. So there are some essential concepts that needs to be, on the basis of that, these children can be tested. And if they are achieved, they can be promoted.
Also, even
Yes.
SAFL portal, we are getting all the manuals and, competencies that are to be achieved clearly for grade 3, grade 5, and grade 8. What are the competencies to be achieved in English, in math, in science? Okay, so as Aarti ma'am said, we can use both the documents, like essential concepts, as well as if we are going for SAFL. Now that CBSE has only urged, it didn't made it compulsory. Okay, once it makes compulsory, then everyone has to go through that manual, and then we have to get the children ready for that.
Yes.
But
This
sorry,
Yes.
sorry, ma'am, please continue.
No, no, it's okay. You can ask your doubt
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
want.
just asking that in 3 and 5, if they don't meet the competencies, we can't detain them, is it? Can we
We
detain
can't
them?
detain them. We can't detain them. To my knowledge, that SAFL, once they give the SAFL exam, we are going to get the, progress of the child. What is the status of the child?
Hmm.
So we don't have
So
to
we
detain
have to
as
again.
NCF is thinking. We'll take 2 months as to cover the concepts once again, cover the
Yes, yes.
competencies once again.
Summer school, summer school.
Yeah,
They'll be having a
yeah.
summer school.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
we have to conduct a small test if needed at school, and then we have to promote the child.
Mhm. Yes. So the assessment, whatever they have achieved, that has to be discussed by the families, parents, and guardians, and then what are the scope of improvement and all should be discussed by them with the parents and the guardian and the family. And if at all they've achieved the satisfactory level, they can be promoted. If not, then they have to, immediate action has to be taken. Like, for example, summer school has to be done. Teachers should teach them during that time, and then again exams could be conducted. Like for 6 to 8 weeks, they will be providing some scaffolding, and then they can be tested, and then they can be promoted. Or else, if they are if the parents and the family members, they want the child to stay back in the same class, then they can be allowed to stay in the same class. Or else, sir, am I going correct? Or
No, you are definitely going correct. I am thinking about summer school, and that's a jackpot for
yeah,
the
that
private schools.
Yeah.
Actually,
jackpot for but for
management
teachers.
listening to this, management should get happy. Summer में भी school
Mm.
चला सकते हैं अभी. Principal को letter आएगी. Madam, identify all the children who are not up to the mark. Now we have to provide summer school. Otherwise, parents are going to be unhappy with us.
But here
Then
the
again, if they
state
don't,
government,
yeah. Please carry on, ma'am. Please carry
no,
on.
ma'am, you carry on. You finish, then I'll tell.
No, it's okay. You tell whatever you.
Yeah, I said, but here in our state, like the government shuts it down because of the heat. So even the regular summer school also we are not able to have.
Summer
Correct.
school now, as
Correct.
it has
Yours also.
officially come, we can run online now.
Yeah,
No,
that
sir.
is true. But online is a problem. It doesn't have the same
Yeah.
effect as offline.
Few schools, what they do, they have early morning classes like 6 to 8.
We are also
Mm.
having like that only, but it's only 4 periods. We are having like that, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But like children have to come in civil clothes. They don't come in uniform. But only the higher classes, primary
No,
classes and
but
all, we
all
can't
these
get that.
days, these many years, if CBSE hasn't allowed that, sort of, I mean, that sort of, what do we say, thing, like
Provision.
CBSE didn't promote summer school. Now that it is clearly stating in NCF for the children who are not performing well, summer school has to be run, and that is the first option given. I am thinking about the plight of listening to this now. People start, planning for it. They come up with different options also. I suppose Aarti ma'am got what I meant to say. Like especially
Mm.
people who are into private, organizations, managements and all. Their all no, I mean, thought process is always to make the parent happy. Now
Correct.
as that CBSE has given this notion, now they will think about it, how to run schools during summer, as to make the parent happy, how to get marks.
No,
Sir,
so actually
I'll
what
tell
I,
we conducted this essential concept test on the basis, it was a kind of diagnostic test. On the basis of that, the students were picked up and then a bridge course was decided. And that is a part of the summer school. So that's how it is.
no,
Okay.
what I meant to say actually was the state government doesn't allow us to run the school because of the
Correct.
heat.
Yes.
That is the
Correct.
problem
Correct.
here.
No,
Yeah.
but
Not because
you
of
can just
heat.
take this page. No, sir, I am doing it as per the
Sir, they are
NCF
not
guide.
listening at all. They are not listening at all.
Okay. You
They
are
don't
basically
allow
from
us
Ma?
to. Orissa.
Orissa. Mhm.
Yeah. Sir, it depends the type of students also, no? The kind of learners they have. Like you said, online school, they may not be having those gadgets from where they can attend the classes. So, I mean,
No.
depends.
These
No?
days,
It's not
CBSE
that
school
case. No.
children, they have, ma'am,
But
only people who are to that, for good-to-do families, they put children, mostly good-to-do families, they put children into CBSE, ICSE, and IB curriculums.
Ma'am
Maybe
is from state board
10 to
school, it seems. Chitra ma'am.
Chitra ma'am, you're from
No,
state.
no.
No,
No,
ma'am
no,
is from
CBSE.
CBSE. Ma'am says the
Okay.
people, state government people, they don't allow.
Yeah, government health
Even in-
department doesn't allow.
Yeah,
The
state
health
Even in
government
department
Chhattisgarh.
doesn't allow.
authorities, they come to school
Yeah.
and they
Mhm.
create
Yeah,
ruckus.
yes, yes.
And these chota mota leaders also, na, area leaders and all, these
Correct,
11th or
correct.
12th के बच्चों के अच्छे, connects होंगे उनके साथ. तो वो लोग ऐसे ही फोन करेंगे, भैया जी आज स्कूल चल रहा है, तो those people they will come to school. Now it is
Correct.
happening here during the
Yeah,
last 2
the
weeks.
media
Yeah, last 2
stands
weeks.
there.
Ma'am, these days they don't need media. Instagram and Facebook pages are more than enough. बच्चे
True.
खुद
Correct,
शूट
correct.
करेंगे, देखिए हमारे क्लास चल रही है, and they will put it on Facebook, it goes viral, people
True.
will come.
Very
You
correct.
don't have to call a cameraman, you don't have to call a news channel.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Yes, ma'am. Suchitra, ma'am. Next.
Yes. So after the summer school, if at all, again, if it is for 2 years continuously, if the child is not able to perform well, then the school, the management will take will take action against the school. What should I say? That they will be taken. Accounted
be
for these.
answerable.
They will be answerable for all these. Next, this is all I think. After this, I do not. I think this is
So
what.
here they have clearly mentioned that even if a child has not achieved any competencies in these grades, school has no rights to detain the child.
Yeah,
we
they
have to
have no
convince
rights.
the parents. Yes,
Hmm.
we have to convince the parents, and if a parent and a child wants to repeat that grade, then only the child is allowed to repeat
That's
that
what
grade.
I'm saying.
And
Yeah,
after,
that's what I'm.
yes. And after 2 years, even if parents are willing, then
Hmm.
also the child is not allowed to repeat the class.
Stay. Yeah,
But-
correct. Yeah, that's true.
Compulsory promotion.
Hmm.
Rather than compulsory promotion, there is no point of promotion and demotion till 8th grade. It is just the child is moving.
Yeah.
Move on, karna. The child is moving. And
Okay.
it is our duty, as they have said in point number 3, it is literally the responsibility of the educational institution that they check till 8th grade, and wherever it is needed, you have to give the necessary remediation. अगर 8th grade आने के बाद भी बच्चा अगर performance नहीं है, तो they will look into the history. Since how many years is the child studying in your school? That's the reason they have put these checkpoints also, 3rd grade, 5th grade, and 8th grade. ताकि schools
Yes.
take, in very worst cases, there are many children who don't even, read and write properly after coming to 9th grade and 10th grade. There are such cases. That's the reason they have come up with these checkpoints.
Sir, I would like to share here one case which happened now. The child was in 7th class. He repeated class 7 with us. He joined just 2 years back. He came from another school where he didn't clear. So then here, with a lot of pressure through the management, he managed to come to the school. First year he didn't do. Then that was the online time. Then the second year he did. He still didn't do well. And when the parents were called, because he didn't even write anything, was not able to speak. And when the parents were called, they refused to. Then again they put pressure, and he repeated the class. And this year again he hasn't done. And when I called for the parents, they refused to. I said, no, at no cost am I going to allow him to go to the next class without him taking a retest. I'll give some time, let him take a retest and then go. And they didn't come back, sir. They have taken the TC and gone to some other school. So what will you do with these parents?
Yes. Ma'am, the
Correct.
They're
schools
not
which
even
are
bothered
running,
about the welfare of the child.
no, the schools which are running only foundation stage, their case is literally worse. They are running schools based upon, they are ready to face anything. Many a times what happens is, PP mein TC zarurat nahi hai na. So what
Ah.
happens is, like, these people, they won't pay fee. And schools, they cannot ask for fee also. They cannot compel anyone to pay fee. isn't it? Nahi to log,
Yes.
these people, they'll make hell of noise. And then what happens? They just elope without paying the fee, and no one will ask, especially the schools which are taking admissions. No, they will not ask TC till grade 5. Only from grade 6 they are concerned about TCs here in South. Even they don't ask for a record sheet. They don't ask for a progress card. Okay, if the child is able to read and write, even if the child is worst in case of reading and writing, they will just conduct an admission test certain times and they will give the admission. Oh, admission होने के बाद देखेंगे क्या है बच्चे के. I mean, like capabilities and how are the parents and all.
But here, that TC problem has slowly got solved, because from class they are having this UDICE number, sir, the state government. So the moment the
yes.
number doesn't match, they are checking it. So now that at least is getting streamlined. So they have
Okay.
to take a TC.
Now in
Except
all states,
PP
in all states, this UDICE department, they have become very strong. Constantly,
Yes,
they are
yes.
getting the updates. If we are not
So
updating the things and all, they're coming, they're complaining that there is a person to
yes,
back up with us. Such sort of
correct,
things
correct.
they are doing.
So at least that is getting streamlined, but still anyway, up to PP, that is UKG, nothing can be done. They can come and leave the school without paying the fees also.
Yes, yes. Okay. Hmm. So Suchitra ma'am is not available?
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm available. I'm here. Yes, sir. I just concluded with that. I think that was the last. If you
Yeah.
can scroll up a little.
Yeah. Yeah. So they have given several ideas as to how to cope up these children in academics, like 6 weeks of reinforcement, like catch-up sessions, especially for languages and mathematics, additional homework during summer breaks. So these are the ideas which are mentioned here as to deal with the students who are not up to the, academic performance. And as we
Also
have said,
attendance.
attendance,
Attendance
60%
also.
attendance. Who is not
If it is
having,
not there, then yeah, then we have to find out what's the reason behind.
we have to check with the parent, and at least
Yeah.
for grade 8 there should be an encouragement for continuing one more year in the same grade. This we have to note it. In grade 8, if at all the attendance is less than 60%, and we have to motivate them to continue in the same 8th
Same
grade.
grade. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's how it is. Let us move further, because most of the things mentioned here are administrative. Yeah, so once again, we can read this. Approach to board examinations in grade 10 and 12. Aarti ma'am, will you read this?
Yes, sir. Current challenges. Yeah. Board examinations currently cause severe stress in students and their families for a variety of reasons, including social factors. A student's performance in board examination is often considered a marker of intrinsic worth. There is also widespread feeling that board examinations are milestones which have life-altering effects. High stakes. The results of board examinations are often used for college admissions and other purposes. Given the relative paucity of good higher education institutions, this becomes a very important issue. No second chances. The way the board examinations are currently held, underperformances on one day can severely affect board examination results. Since these examinations are held only once in a year, there is no practical possibility of improvement for any student who has just had one bad day despite having learned well. Nature of examination. Since most such examinations tend to test accumulation of facts, it is a significant stressor, because remembering and reproducing a vast range of facts across multiple subjects in a high-stakes situation is far more difficult than responding to something which is assessing genuine understanding. Other influences. There is an ecosystem with commercial interest that creates artificial competitive pressure around board examinations, hoping to benefit by offering coaching and tutoring services. So these are the stresses that child faces. Board
Yeah.
examinations conducted.
Let us summarize these things, ma'am, first, and then we'll go to the next part.
So basically, it is all about the social factors, how they are spreading the stress, which are, it seems that, if you will not study for the board examination, your life is altered. You don't have any life. People themselves say, na, thele wale banoge, ya wo banoge, to pad lo abhi. Then high stakes, because college admissions are there. You have to get good admission, IIT, PMT, I mean, all those NEET examination. Today, NEET examination result has already been there. So we can understand this. No second chances. I think NEP is already working on this. That one day, if you have one day, I mean, a child has met with an accident or something else has happened in the family, is not keeping well. So there, again, no practical possibility of repeating the exam is there. Nature of examination. These are, I mean, whole lot of syllabus has to be tested on one fine day. So that again adds to the stress. And there are certain other influences like coaching institutes are there, tutoring institutes are there. They build up pressure that it is very difficult. So, I mean, these are all commercial interest as well.
Great. So next one.
So board examinations conducted at the end of grade 10 and 12 are certification examination to ascertain the extent to which the students have achieved competencies across curricular areas, leading to the attainment of curricular goals. Most board examinations struggle to do this well in a meaningful and consistent manner. Board examinations tend to focus on the capacity of the student to reproduce learned facts and little else. There is a misalignment between what these examinations should test and what they do test. Given that most examinations largely test rote memory, a very narrow range of competencies are assessed. This gives an incomplete or incorrect at worst picture of student learning. Most test instruments are not backed by clear and detailed marking schemes, which leads to subjectivity by evaluators and questions of consistency. Thus, there remains serious concerns over the validity and reliability of these tests at the current time. The burden of the students from the existing content overload the curriculum is exacerbated by this approach of the board examination. Exacerbated. So basically, I mean, what they intend to and what actually happens, there is no match between that.
So all the
real
board exams that have been happening since these many years are of that type. That's what this document meant to say. Like they are also testing only the content that has been given, not the competencies. So we
So the
have to start checking the
reliability of the test is
competencies.
yeah, reliability of the test is in the question.
And also that's the reason I suppose competency-based questions are increasing day by day. Every year, more competency-based questions are being included in CBSE papers.
50% is now competency based.
Yes. So yeah. So let us stop this here today. Changes in board examination. Anyhow, this is going to be really vital. So we will discuss tomorrow. Yeah. So I suppose that's all for today. And the book reading session is going on, with a qualitative thing. Though we are less people, we are doing it very qualitatively. Everyone is reading, everyone is doing it. Nice. Yeah. So
Sir, I
Sunday,
had a question.
yes,
Sir, I
ma'am.
had a question. Sir, actually, when there is some, like yesterday, there was no class.
There was
I
no
actually, do
class.
you have, okay, do you have a WhatsApp group or something? I am not into it.
Oh my
Like,
goodness, you are not into our WhatsApp group?
no.
Yeah,
So
take
can you
down the
please
number,
add
ma'am.
me?
Yeah, take down the
Okay,
number and ping me. I'll just add you to the group.
1 second, sir.
So that's how it is.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Good evening,
So
ma'am.
please tell me the number.
Mm.
So
Good
please
evening.
tell me the number.
Yes, ma'am. 990892
990-892
5730.
5730. 30. Okay. 5730. So
Yes,
this is
yes.
your number?
Yeah,
So I'll
you
just
can pick.
send you a message. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll add you
ping.
to the group, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
You have sent in WhatsApp?
No, I'll just send it to you.
Okay, fine, ma'am.
I'll be sending, sir. Just send it once.
Okay.
So this is your WhatsApp number?
Yes, yes.
9908925730, right?
Yes, yes.
I'm just giving you.
Mm. Okay, ma'am, you can ping me there. I'll end the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
ma'am.